So in this video I'm going to show you how I do and understand the mining-based defense operation incursion. Yes, that is a big name, but that is the new urgent quest. This video will be a mix of a let's play with little tidbits from the info that I understand on here on top of everything. So whenever you spawn into the map, you start at the yellow point, and then you'll move along to where the white points are, and these are right in front of the red points, which are the spawn points for the enemies. So to place a party beacon, you hit the 2 square button on your Xbox One controller, and then you just place beacon, and you'll have options on what you want people to see. You can enter a message. I always just say gaining XP, and you always want to use these when in these big events because it helps you gain XP better. The more people you have in your party, up to maximum 4, you gain the full amount of bonus XP you could get with being in a party. So, with that said, I hope you enjoy seeing what's next to come. So now that we're in the actual mission, let's talk about what you have going on. There are 3 mines, blue, purple, and then like a greenish yellow. These mines are what you have to protect. The enemies spawn directly in front of them, or just a little bit off to the side between the two, or between each lane. With the enemies, you just have to defeat them, make sure they don't take out the mine, and then you will have a pad that you can see in front of whenever you spawn in. They're spread out across the map, that you get 4 turrets, and you get to spawn those in if you hit a certain point markage. And same thing with the defense of the mines. You have certain options you could do, which will help either restore, defend against attacks, so on and so forth. The turrets act just like they would act in regular missions with PSO2. So you have the machine gun, and then you have the charge beam. Those are the 2 that I've used in here so far. And again, you only get to use those once. And the charge beam is locked behind a requirement of you hitting 5,000. I think it's 5,000 points for as a group. So it is pretty fun once you use them, but just remember, use them sparingly, only when you need them. Now the next important thing is you see me collecting these white crystals. These crystals are what give you points so the team as a whole can use them. And when I said you get 4 turrets, each player gets 4 turrets. So as you collect these, you'll get XP and points, and those points you'll use for your defense maneuvers, or defense options, I guess you would be. So now you are on wave 2, you see the new enemies come in. These are all fall spawn, so you expect Dagons, and then the new enemy that just popped in is this ant-like creature that I call an ant-like thing because it looks like an ant to me. But you have to watch out for those because some of them will explode and do massive damage when they die. So when you attack them, you see them go down, you see the XP, get away from them and take them out. Their attacks range from swiping with their arms. Some of them will do like a big heavy Hulk jump, and then other ones will shoot a blast out from their arms. They're all pretty easy to predict on what they're going to do depending on how their body moves. If they're going to jump, you're going to see them charge, and you'll see a red circle. That's where they're coming down at. The blast, they'll they lean over, not fully like 90 degrees, but they lean over at a decent angle, and I think they hold their arms out forward, and it'll shoot a blast out from that. And just the swiping is they just run up to you and swipe a little bit. Now, depending on what your luck is with the waves, I believe at wave 3 there's always a boss, and at wave 5 there's always a boss. But I think the first boss can change depending on, just your luck, your guys' luck. So right now you see that we have the boss from the desert that spawned in the middle. There's also Dark Rain, I want to say it is, that can spawn on any one of the lanes. And what it happens is it usually spawns back at the enemy spawn and then moves its way forward and makes its way towards one of the mines and then attacks. And you just deal with the boss normally. One thing to note, do not have all your people up fighting the boss at once, because that leaves the other lanes undefended. So you want to have one set of 4 if you can fighting a boss, while the other groups clear out the other lanes, and then once the lanes are clear they come and help you. That's the best way to do it. So that's my personal opinion with it, but every group has their own way of doing things. So let me know what you guys do down in the comments about how you guys handle bosses on this. Now you can see here that I'm using my chat macros, or the chat settings that I showed you guys how to set up in another video while I'm playing. At some point you'll see the auto chat pop up or heal me, or gather around me, I'm healing. So this just shows you how helpful it is when playing, but at the same time you see nobody really gathers around me. So if you never used the turret before, that bluish green bar is the battery of the turret. As you use it, it runs down on the machine gun, and once it's empty, the turret's no longer able to be used. On the beam turrets, you have to charge up a gauge, and then once it's charged, you release the button, and it fires a constant beam for a couple seconds, and it does damage every second of those seconds. As you see me walk up to this turret placement spot, you can see that the first turret is no longer able to be used by me because I already spawned one. So the second one is just another machine gun turret that unlocks at a certain point value. I believe it's 1,000 points or 1,500. So that's how you unlock new turrets as you go along. It does not deduct from the points. It just says this is the requirement for you to use this. You have to hit these points, and then we will unlock it for you. So this point is the final wave, and as you see, it's really hectic. You have the big ant-looking guys. You have the multiple versions of them, and you have a big boss. The big boss, the weak points are the butt and the back when he opens up the cover for it, and then the two claw-wing-looking things. Those are what you want to aim for. If you're using ice like me, just aim for any part and fire. Most likely you'll hit one of the weak points. And you also have to worry about defending the generators on the other two lanes and the center lane as well with the people that are just the normal enemies. So you have to really have your team focus on what you're doing, and if you handle it right, it'll be easy because you'll knock out all the weaker enemies while also keeping the boss busy. And once you do that, you'll be on your way to the end. And that's it, really. After you defeat that boss and clear the other waves, or lanes out from the enemy waves, that's all you have, all she wrote. Pick up the loot from the final boss, and then there will be loot back by the spawn, around the center or purple mine. And don't forget to like, comment, share. Let me know what your guys' strategies are for this. Hopefully this helped out a little bit, where it's the Let's Play, but with little bits of me talking throughout it as well. And I forgot to mention, after the whole thing's over, you can send kudos to the entire team, and that's what you see me doing here. And how many times did you guys hear my air conditioner? I tried to keep a counter on screen for you, but I lost track.